My childhood friend disliked that I was a beta, claiming I couldn't satisfy him. During another heat cycle, he went to find an Omega. I'm doing this because I love you deeply. I didn't cry or make a scene. I turned away and accepted the arranged marriage at home. While my childhood friend was buying post-heat gifts with the Omega, I was picking wedding rings with my new husband. The childhood friend stared at me with a dark expression. Who's he? I shrugged, unimpressed. My husband. He scoffed. Don't try to make me jealous with such cheap tricks. A top-tier alpha would even look at a beta like you. 1. I stormed into the hotel, ignoring Curtis's brothers trying to stop me. The man who claimed to be on a business trip was lying in bed with the Omega. The mix of pheromones in the air made my head throb. Curtis's brother scrambled to find a robe for me. The Omega curled up under the blankets, timidly tugging at Curtis's arm. Curtis. Curtis looked at my pale face, waved the Omega away with one hand, his eyes full of uncontrollable rage. Get out. The Omega fell naked onto the floor, their slender body covered in green and purple marks. I ran to the bathroom, my stomach churning, acid burning up into my nose. Curtis's brother hurriedly tried to defend him. Curtis's father didn't want to hurt you either. How else could he survive his heat without finding an Omega? Another wave of nausea hit me. Curtis rushed over and patted my back. Red-eyed, I hit him, stubbornly refusing to let the tears fall. He tilted his head in shock for a few seconds, pressed against the side of his face I had struck, and said with difficulty, I did this because I love you. A beta can't handle an alpha's heat. I sneered, so your cheating was for my own good? Curtis ignored my resistance and pulled me into his arms. From the start, my heart has only ever belonged to you. I looked at the marks on his neck and couldn't help but feel the absurdity of it all. First time. I promise, this is the last time. I stared at the overhead light, completely swallowed by sadness and disappointment. 2. Curtis coaxed me for a long time, showering me with expensive gifts one after another. I know I was wrong. Can you forgive me? I looked at him and said nothing. A week later, friends around Curtis defended him. He's a beta, really ungrateful. Curtis kept himself for him for over a decade. Isn't that enough? Does he really have to suppress his own needs? Besides Curtis, who else could he possibly reach for? Curtis, if you ignore him for a few days, he'll beg you to take him back. Curtis smashed his wine glass on the floor, face cold. Enough. No matter how foolish he is, I'm willing to indulge him. None of you get to comment. To Curtis, I realized, I was just being unreasonable. Tears fell without a sound, like rain breaking free from its string. What about the arranged marriage? If you don't respond, your grandmother's medical bills won't be easy. I'll agree. That's better. I told you Curtis isn't reliable. I hinted at him so many times, and he never responded. He never intended to marry you. 3. Curtis followed his brother's advice, and when he couldn't reconcile, he used silent treatment to force my compromise. He assumed I couldn't let go of childhood ties. I texted him to break up. He thought I was sulking and ignored me. After I agreed to the arranged marriage, my dad pushed Devon's WeChat contact to me. Within days of adding each other, he arranged for us to meet. I deliberately arrived 5 minutes early, only to find Devon was already there. I pushed open the private room door and saw his body from behind, the classic inverted triangle build. Hearing the sound, Devon stood up, half his face hidden by a mouthguard, his phoenix-like eyes beautiful and distant. Even his casual glance was stunning. Sorry, I just finished my heat cycle a few days ago. Alpha. 4. I understand your concerns, but not every alpha is a beast controlled by pheromones. I lowered my head, sincerely apologizing. Sorry, I was prejudiced. Devon is the head of his family and only returned to the country 6 months ago. Although low-key in behavior, rumors about him were widespread. The most accepted, Devon is an old, crippled, bald beta. If the media knew Devon was actually a tall, handsome alpha, they would be shocked. Devon slid the menu toward me. I picked some signature dishes and looked up. What will you have? He shook his head. No, I can't remove the mouthguard in public right now. His words left me momentarily dazed. A high-ranking alpha voluntarily restraining himself with a mouthguard, this sense of self-control fascinated me. I had once sent Curtis a mouthguard for this reason. His friends joked, this is for dogs, right? You gave him that? An alpha wearing a dog cage outside. Are you trying to make Curtis a laughingstock? Curtis, serious-faced, warned sharply, enough. It's Grant's gesture. The mouthguard had humiliated him publicly. He had his butler dispose of it immediately at home. I coaxed him for a week before he finally messaged me voluntarily. I was eating while Devon worked nearby. In the private room, only my swallowing and the sound of his keyboard filled the air. After finishing, he offered to take me home. Just as I fastened my seatbelt, I spotted Curtis not far away. He was stepping out of a car with a new Omega. The Omega, a popular idol, wore a delicate, sweet smile on a flawless face. He held Curtis's arm, standing on tiptoe to kiss his jaw. 5. My heart ached helplessly. Even though I had resolved to break up, more than a decade of feelings isn't something you can just let go of instantly. My dad was a useless alpha. He had many Omegas over the years, but in the end, only I was born, a male beta. He vented his anger on me, often withholding food, hitting, and scolding me. When I was 7, he hosted a party at home. I hid in the backyard to eat. Young Curtis caught me sneaking food. I begged him not to tell my dad. He agreed and even went to the front hall to bring me lots of treats. From then on, Curtis and I became friends. He knew my dad didn't like me, so he often took me to his house, bringing snacks and toys. At some point, that childhood friendship changed in ways I didn't realize. On my 18th birthday, his coming-of-age celebration, he confessed to me. But after only 5 years together, the one who said he would be with me for life changed. Devon noticed my mood shift and silently handed me a handkerchief. I took it and thanked him. He's my ex-boyfriend. We just broke up recently. Did he cheat? Yes. He said he's an alpha and needs an omega during his heat cycle. Devon frowned tightly, his voice cold and critical. He's really giving alphas a bad name. Can't control himself and makes up excuses. His scolding sounded like he was reprimanding a subordinate. I couldn't help laughing. Devon, this is just a business partnership between us. If you ever like an omega, just tell me directly. Devon stopped the car, his sharp features serious. Being loyal in marriage is a basic principle. As long as you are my legal partner, I won't do anything to betray you. Besides, you're attractive and capable. Being around me increases the chance I'll fall for you. Grant, you should have more confidence in yourself. I averted my gaze, lowering my head, but I'm just a beta. He immediately countered, so what if you're a beta? There are outstanding betas in every field, and you're one of them. Don't let your trashy ex manipulate you. 6. Things between Devon and me progressed quickly. He asked if I wanted a wedding. No need. Weddings are time-consuming and meaningless if there's no real feeling. It would just be a formality. Devon respected my decision. We picked a good day to register our marriage. After getting the marriage certificate, I felt numb, unreal. A month ago, I thought the other half on the certificate would be Curtis. But now, he was out enjoying himself with another omega, and I was someone else's legal partner. The house near your gallery is still being renovated. For now, you'll have to endure a little. I'll oversee the renovations myself. A few days earlier, he had the design team consult with me, decorating the new home according to my taste. It's fine. I've mostly packed my things. I can move in tomorrow. He had the driver take me to the gallery first, then to the office. Devon gave me the master bedroom and moved into the guest room. No need. This is your room. I'll stay in the guest room. Devon, wearing white loungewear and frameless glasses, radiated calm warmth instead of aggression. The house is joint property now. You're just moving in. I'm just swapping rooms. Once settled, Devon took me to pick wedding rings. I was unenthusiastic, planning to pick any ring. Devon stopped me. If you don't like it, choose another one. As we stepped out of the jewelry store, we ran into Curtis coming from the opposite building. His assistant followed behind, carrying shopping bags. Curtis had just finished his heat cycle, looking satisfied. His gaze fell on Devon, and his expression darkened. He lowered his voice to demand, "Who is he?" I glanced at the omega beside him, uninterested. "My husband." He scoffed, "Grant, don't use cheap tricks to make me jealous. A top-tier alpha wouldn't look at a beta like you." 7. The old pain briefly resurfaced. It turned out he and my dad were the same kind of people. The omega clung tightly to Curtis's arm, warily watching me. Curtis brushed their hand away and spoke the cruelest words in the calmest tone. "We have a transaction. Don't overstep." He tilted his chin, signaling the assistant behind him. The assistant, holding large and small bags, stood by the omega. "Shall I call a cab?" The omega's eyes instantly misted over, staring at Curtis stubbornly, refusing to speak. Curtis's patience ran out. His mouth straightened. "You're going to make my boyfriend misunderstand." The omega glared at me and reluctantly followed the assistant. Curtis expertly dismissed them and walked over to pull me in. He returned to the familiar version of himself, coaxing me gently, "It's okay. We won't fight." I turned aside, smirking sarcastically. Curtis stared at his empty hand, calm like the eye of a storm. I broke the silence. "Curtis, we've already broken up." He denied it in a low voice, staring at me as if his gaze could pierce through me. "No, we haven't. I told you a month ago on WeChat that I wanted to break up. I asked to meet in person. You didn't reply or answer calls." He had seen my message early on but never took it seriously. Curtis still insisted, "We haven't broken up." 8. He didn't want to break up, but he didn't want to marry me either, he just wanted me near. As I hesitated, Curtis stepped forward again. Devon blocked my path, his cold brows clearly displeased. Didn't you hear him? You're done. What's it to you? Mind your own business. Curtis's voice deepened, laced with terrifying anger. I am his alpha husband. The air thickened. Two alphas faced off silently, their suppressed pheromones thrumming, constrained only by public setting. Bystanders saw the confrontation and cautiously avoided the area. I spoke up, breaking the tension. Curtis, I don't understand. You look down on me for being a beta, refuse to marry me, yet when I break up, you can't accept it. What exactly do you see me as? Curtis was caught off guard, then hesitantly replied, I really like you. I stared at him, enunciating each word, but I don't want this kind of love. You haven't even given me the most basic respect. How can you talk about love? Curtis frowned, trying to justify himself. Respect? Am I not good enough for you? Any gift I've given could be exchanged for half a house. It felt like a blunt instrument tore through my chest. His respect could be measured in money. So in his eyes, what was the difference between me and the Omega from before? Spoil with money when happy, ignore when upset. I suggest you go back and learn what respect really means. If you can't, maybe you should start over. The crowd around us grew. Devon guided me away. Security restrained Curtis. Sir, your pheromones are out of control. Please come with us. 9. I sat in the passenger seat, memories from over a decade flashing through my mind like a reel. Do you think I've failed completely, wasting all those years on a worthless person? Grant, don't be so hard on your past self. You did well. Don't deny the happiness you once had. My chest felt like it was on fire, a sudden heat spreading through me. My dad had extremely high expectations, everything had to be done perfectly. Being a beta embarrassed him, so he made up for it in other ways. Even though I ranked first in every exam, he never attended a single parent-teacher meeting. My mom was only after my dad's money, she had me, got the money, and left. My grandmother often hid in corners, quietly watching me, tears brimming in her eyes. Grandma, I'm sorry. I failed to raise your daughter properly. In college, I followed my dad's plan and studied business administration. After a year, I realized I had no interest in business at all. So, I switched to art behind his back. When he found out, he was furious, threatening to break my legs. You're a beta, fine, but why waste time on useless things? Would you respect me more if I had studied business? If I were anything other than what I am, I wouldn't have to beg you. Over the years, he had many lovers, but none bore him a child. It was Curtis who eventually intervened on my behalf. Grant will marry me someday. We support him studying whatever he wants. Curtis helped me publicly, but privately blamed me for being naive. Grant, for people like us, dignity matters more than affection. All my life, I'd heard, Grant, why are you so irresponsible? Grant, why don't you try harder? No one had ever said, Grant, you've done very well. 10. That night, Curtis drank with his friends. One of them mocked me on social media. Some people are truly heartless. Ungrateful wolves, can't be tamed, finally saw the truth. Fans and onlookers flooded the comments. Is it that person? I always thought he was no good, fake high and mighty. TSK. Curtis poured his heart out for him, and he runs off with someone else. Does he even have a heart? Quietly married someone else. Poor Curtis left completely in the dark. Curtis is so handsome, and he runs off with someone. Did he use Curtis's money to support a pretty boy? Those who betray true feelings deserve to swallow 1,000 needles. You never really know someone's heart. Wow, he seems polite and good-looking. Never expected him to be like this. All the blame was placed on me. Curtis was completely innocent. They twisted the truth skillfully, spreading rumors. I trembled with anger and confronted them immediately. A group of spoiled rich kids gathered. Do you think a beta like him is wild in bed? That's why he finds a new one so fast. His waist and ass aren't worse than an Omega's. What if I pay him a bit, would he come with me? After all, accompanying a top alpha like us is a privilege for a beta like him. Malicious laughter mixed with the disgusting comments. I grabbed a glass of water and splashed it at the loudest laugher. Just came back from the bathroom? Your mouth smells awful. He wiped his face, glared at me, teeth gritted. Grant. Oh, you finally recovered from that kick I gave you in the hospital after a month of healing? And all of you, a bunch of parasites calling yourselves top alphas, what a joke. Do you have proof for these words? With this attitude, you've done plenty of dirty things, haven't you? I recorded everything you said. No evidence. I'll sue for defamation. 11. The group of scoundrels, realizing they were wrong, exchanged sly glances and crept closer. This is a public place. Cameras everywhere, witnesses too. Aren't you afraid of jail? He snorted as if it were a joke. Grant, don't go asking around. Who in North City dares to touch me? Just then, a group of people charged in, surrounding them. Devon walked behind them, dressed in a black suit. He tilted his head to the lawyer beside him. Everything they said is evidence. The lawyer nodded, handing over the legal notice. The previously arrogant group stared at the letter bearing North City Law Firm, their faces pale, fear flickering in their eyes. North City Law Firm had a very high bar. All lawyers were top in their field, with a 98% win rate. Celebrities often hired them to sue internet trolls, and they rarely lost. He tried to act calm, tossing the letter to the ground. Don't think you can fool me with a fake lawyer's letter. Can you even hire North City Law Firm? His friend tugged at his sleeve, whispering, Bro, that's actually a partner from North City Law Firm. I handed my phone to the lawyer beside Devon. This is a video we just recorded. It contains evidence of their slander and intentional harm. 12. Thank you. Devon reached over and patted my head. Grant, you're brave and smart, but always protect yourself. The lawyer clicked his tongue, looking at Devon like a new species. Wow, didn't expect you to show this side after getting married. Devon's face was earnest. Caring for and protecting your partner is only natural, isn't it? The lawyer shivered, exaggeratingly rubbing his arm. Devon, your serious way of speaking sweetly is a bit nauseating. I lowered my head to my toes, my ears turning pink. Devon invited the lawyer to join us for dinner. The lawyer declined politely. I still have cases to handle. I won't intrude on your couple's time. Devon didn't insist. Fine. Next time, I'll properly introduce Grant to you. Before leaving, the lawyer whispered to me, Impressive, you actually got Devon, the iron tree, to bloom. I glanced at Devon nearby, my cheeks warming. Devon kicked him lightly. Go away. A dinner for 3 became a dinner for 2. Devon's assistant had booked a cozy couples restaurant. Devon, wary that I might feel uncomfortable, asked, Do you want to change places? No matter what, he always prioritized my feelings. That respect, that care, softened my heart. No need. Devon sat across from me. The upbringing he received made him instinctively maintain eye contact when listening. His beautiful eyes held only me. 13. After dinner, Devon drove us on a detour. Working this late? No, a small bakery opened nearby. I remembered you like bread, so I thought I'd bring you to check it out. How did you know I like bread? You always stock sourdough in the fridge, and the housekeeper mentioned you like dessert after meals. Streetlights streamed through the window, softening his usually sharp, cold features. Thank you. Thank you for caring about me. As your partner, it's only natural. He always had this way of speaking so earnestly, and it hit straight at the heart. I took a deep breath and teased him, You're putting a lot of pressure on me. Devon furrowed his brows, as if facing a problem. Do you want me to have my assistant send you a list of my preferences? I laughed out loud. No need. Observing slowly is more fun. Observing? Then I become your little test subject. Yes, so you need to behave. We exchanged a smile, and joking with him lightened my mood considerably. It felt like a small crack had opened in my heart, letting some light through as the gloom receded. Curtis ruined the moment with a call. Grant, my friends were just joking. You don't need to take it seriously enough to sue. I laughed angrily. Curtis, it's not you being slandered, so of course you don't care. Do you know how disgusting their words were? Curtis tried to defend them. We're all friends, and they just spoke carelessly. You know, sometimes people say things they don't mean. I tolerated their words before because they were your friends, but I don't have to anymore. I won't withdraw the lawsuit. Ultimately, you're allowing them to hurt me. You don't respect me, which is why they dare to act so recklessly. 14. A month after the wedding, I attended a banquet with Devon as his partner. It was Devon's first public appearance since returning. We wore matching suits. His style was businesslike. The sharp tailoring accentuated his broad shoulders and long legs. His expression was indifferent, his features chiseled, every line sharp. Mine leaned toward design. Flowing silk that complemented my fair skin, brows like spring mountains, face like a peach blossom, hair softly curled, elegant yet subtly alluring. After getting ready, Devon stared at me for 5 full seconds. I waved to bring him back. He turned his head awkwardly, his ear tips slowly pinking. I smiled. You look very handsome today. His gaze lingered on me, then quickly shifted away, as if burned. You look handsome too. Devon picked up the velvet box from the table, took out a brooch, and pinned it on me. The ring is still being made. For now, wear the brooch. A brooch worth multiple apartments? Hardly an inconvenience. It was a couple's brooch. After pinning it, I picked up the other half. I looked up at him. He looked down at me. I swallowed nervously, my heartbeat rushing. All I could hear besides Devon's calm breathing was my own pounding heart. Watching his moving Adam's apple, a wild thought crossed my mind. If I bit it, How would he react? If I tore off his carefully maintained mask, what would Devon become? 15. At the banquet, Curtis appeared, relentless as ever. As soon as Devon stepped away, Curtis moved in, sticking to me like glue. I've thought about it a lot. Let's get back together. I stepped aside. He mirrored me, blocking every escape. I sighed, raising my brows. Curtis, are you out of your mind? He was trapped in his own world. I know you married someone else to make me regret it. Now I regret it. Divorce him, and we get back together. I couldn't follow his logic. I won't divorce him, and I won't get back together with you. We ended long ago. Curtis's expression darkened, confusion turning to rage. Why? I'm richer than him. Being with me, you'd live better. He's a nobody and can't give you anything. Not everything is measured by money. I can live well without anyone. I like you. Does he? Marriage without feelings doesn't last. Like hell he likes me. I laughed angrily. Your like is cheap, just like you. I don't want it. Curtis, enraged, grabbed at me. I dodged and slapped him. He clutched his face, stunned. You hit me. I slapped him again. Exactly. Curtis went completely mad, his eyes dark. As an alpha, his pride meant everything. Grant, you have no respect at all. He tried to strike me, but another hand intercepted his. He glared at Devon, 2 red handprints on his face. Do you know who I am? How dare you stop me? Devon yanked his hand, sending him stumbling against the wall. Curtis, driven to frenzy, clenched his fists and swung recklessly. Brat, put your hands down. 16. Curtis's father wore a fawning, appeasing smile. I'm very sorry. Curtis glared at Devon, displeased. Dad, are you afraid of him? His father stepped on his foot, whispering a warning. Behave, or our family won't have it easy. Patting Curtis on the back with a smile. Kid, apologize to Devon. Devon corrected him. He's not apologizing to me. Curtis looked at me, jaw clenched, unable to say the words, I'm sorry. His father urged again. If anything happens to him, it's on you. Curtis swallowed his pride and reluctantly said, I'm sorry. I smiled without warmth. If you want me to forgive you, fine. But you have to finish that row of bottles first. Curtis stared at the red, yellow, and white bottles, face darkening. Grant, you're too much. Devon looked at Curtis's father, refusing. He cautiously replied, yes, that's a lot of alcohol. Devon gave him no leeway, then help him finish it. Their influence spanned continents, a single move could crush them. He had no choice but to make Curtis drink. Curtis downed bottle after bottle, face grim. His father tried several times to reason with Devon, but Devon ignored him. Finally, he looked at me. For the years you two were together, let it go. I apologize for my nephew's mistakes. Curtis snapped his neck, cutting him off. Dad, don't speak for me. I was blind for all these years, giving my heart and being played. 17. Curtis drained his last bottle of liquor and was immediately carried out. Watching him in such a miserable state gave me a wicked sense of satisfaction. Devon pulled me to the second floor. I'll introduce you to someone. Mr. Charlie. I had been wanting to organize an art exhibition, but several of my key paintings had never been shown publicly. Mr. Charlie was a private collector of those works. I'd tried to contact him but had no way to reach him. Devon made the introduction, then quietly stepped aside to give us space. I presented to Mr. Charlie my concept and design for the exhibition, doing my best to win him over. After our conversation, Mr. Charlie expressed strong interest and agreed to lend me his paintings. We exchanged contact information and arranged to meet again at the gallery. Besides Mr. Charlie, Devon introduced me to several other art collectors. After each introduction, he simply faded into the background. When people toasted him, he only gave a polite nod, glancing at me from across the room. When the party ended, his assistant came to drive us home. I had drunk quite a bit, my head was spinning, like walking on clouds. A sudden break sent me sliding toward Devon. My nose bumped his thigh. Clinging to his leg, I tried to sit up, fumbling again and again. Devon gritted his teeth, lifted me upright, and muttered, Grant, stop touching. His deep eyes carried a dangerous glint. I shook my head, trying to defend myself. I wasn't touching anything inappropriate. Holding onto his shoulder, I slurred, Devon, thank you for today. My mind spun in circles, searching for the right word. You're such a good man. The assistant driving couldn't hold back a laugh. Devon shot him a glare sharp as a blade, and the car fell silent again, until another sudden break threw me into Devon's arms. His faint scent of wisteria surrounded me. It was his pheromone. 18. A few days before the exhibition, Devon had to leave on a business trip. The moment I heard the news, disappointment hit me hard. The exhibition could only happen because Devon had helped me so much. I had hoped to invite him to the opening, but his schedule didn't allow it. On opening day, As I sent off the last guest and was about to lock up, Devon appeared. Travel-worn and unexpected, he stood in front of me like a jolt of electricity running through every nerve. "You're back. Why didn't you tell me in advance? If I told you, it wouldn't be a surprise." I looked at him and smiled. The lights, already off, came back on. I became his private tour guide. Devon listened quietly, occasionally asking curious questions like an eager student. I patiently explained, and he nodded with sudden understanding. That night, on the way home, Devon fell asleep in the passenger seat, exhausted. I couldn't bring myself to wake him. He must have rushed his work just to return early. My phone buzzed with a stream of messages. "Grant, don't get cocky. Devon's only with you because it's new and exciting. Just wait. When his heat cycle hits, he'll definitely go looking for an Omega. Alphas know alphas best. You're just a beta. He'll throw you out sooner or later. If you beg me now, maybe I'll be generous enough to keep you as a side piece." My face went cold as I blocked the number. Ever since that party, Curtis had been harassing me with new numbers, every word meant to tear me down. Devon woke, noticing my expression. "What's wrong?" I handed him my phone. As he scrolled upward, his face darkened, expression hardening with every line. 19. Devon took over handling Curtis's harassment. But Curtis's words stuck like a thorn, and the closer Devon's heat cycle approached, the more anxious I became. On the day his heat started, I came home early, only to find the house empty. The silence stung. "It's fine," I told myself. "Ours is just a business marriage. Everything will return to its original state sooner or later." I sat on the sofa, numb, feeling courage drain from me bit by bit. At 2 in the morning, Devon's secretary helped him into the house, a bite block secured in his mouth. The assistant hurried to explain. "Sir, Devon's pheromones become unstable during his heat. He has to undergo regular monitoring every month. He originally planned to stay in an isolation room to avoid hurting you, but he worried you'd misunderstand, so he rushed back overnight." He set down a small case on the table. "These are inhibitors and energy supplements. Please take care of him over the next few days." Then he slipped out the door, leaving us alone. Devon walked over and cupped my face. "I'm sorry. I should have explained sooner." I shook my head. "I can't help much during your heat anyway." Setting down the pillow I was holding, I started toward my room. Devon caught me, holding my face firmly so I couldn't avoid his gaze. "Grant, the reason I stay away during my heat isn't because I don't want you. It's the opposite. I want you too much. I don't want to hurt you when I'm not thinking clearly." 20. Too much. Those 2 words struck me speechless. I asked, a little doubtful, "Really?" Devon nodded firmly. "You're good-looking, talented, resilient, and decisive. Liking you is only natural." A flood of pent-up emotion broke loose inside me. I pouted, accusing him. "You didn't come back. I thought you were seeing someone else." Devon accepted my complaint without resistance. "When there's someone this good at home, why would I look elsewhere?" I buried myself in his arms, and he held me tightly. But as I held him, something felt wrong. His body was burning hot and tense, like heated iron. The scent of wisteria filled the room. I was only a beta, so I could barely detect it, but it was overwhelming even to me. "Do you want me to help you?" I asked softly. Devon let go of me, clenched his fists, and gritted his teeth. "Just grab me an inhibitor." He guided my hand as he injected the dose himself. "It's late, get some rest." I opened my mouth to speak, but the words caught in my throat. After washing up, I tossed and turned in bed, unable to sleep. Finally, I bit my lip, climbed out of bed, and tiptoed to Devon's room. He was curled up, clutching my shirt, cold sweat soaking the sheets. Even in such pain, he'd still pushed me away. My heart clenched. I leaned down to wipe his sweat, but the alert alpha instantly grabbed my hand. His deep eyes glimmered with both danger and excitement, gaze heavy like a predator ready to pounce on prey. 21. I didn't pull away. Devon surged forward, pinning me to the bed. His burning, urgent kiss stole my breath, and only when I was gasping did he let go. His teeth pressed against my neck. I wasn't an Omega and couldn't be marked, which made him restless. He bit the same spot over and over, muttering, "Why can't I mark you? Mine, only mine." His pheromones grew chaotic, clouding his reason. He nuzzled against my shoulder and neck like a restless pup, murmuring over and over, leaving searing kisses down my skin. I felt like a small boat tossed in turbulent waves, and Devon was my only anchor. The night stretched on endlessly. I drifted in and out of consciousness as Devon clung to me, unable to get enough. When I opened my eyes again, Devon sat beside the bed, full of guilt. He carefully helped me sit up and offered me water. "You should have pushed me away." I raised my aching arm and pulled him closer. "We're legally married." Devon lowered his gaze. "But I hurt you." I teased. "Well, your skills do need improvement." His face flushed bright red, heat radiating off him. Alright. I think the Devon who keeps stubbornly searching for solutions is actually kind of cute. He grew even redder. I'll go bring you breakfast. I watched him flee in embarrassment and couldn't help but laugh. After that night, Devon officially moved back into the master bedroom with me. During his next heat cycle, he no longer lost control. When I recovered and returned to work at the gallery, I overheard staff whispering. They were being audited for tax issues, scrambling to stay afloat. My father's business was also running into setbacks. Devon had already arranged for my grandmother to stay at a different care facility well ahead of time. Though I'd seen him that morning, I suddenly missed him terribly. I drove straight to his company. At the front desk, the receptionist smiled. The boss said you never need an appointment. I'll take you to his office. Devon was still in a meeting, so I waited in his private lounge. He'd been far too demanding last night. My waist still ached faintly. As I waited, I fell asleep on his bed. When I woke, Devon was working nearby, wearing glasses. The moment he heard me stir, he set everything aside and came to me. Hungry? Let's go eat. The cold sharpness I'd seen when we first met was gone, replaced by warmth, devotion, and love. My heart softened. Devon, I love you. He froze, then his face lit up with a brilliant smile. Grant, I love you too.